Hey everyone, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving dinner and eat a lot of leftovers today, probably tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But I want to talk to you about Black Friday, and probably some of you think that this video is super late, but it's actually not. I didn't want to put a video or any kind of comments before because one of the things I don't want to do is make anyone think that I've been paid for any company for selling their machines or anything like that. So I want to give you my opinion on what machines I found are the best for what job specifically, and also go and take advantage of the Black Friday or wait for the end of the year sales. Black Friday, pretty much every single one is going all the way to the first. So this video is going for you. Let's start with small businesses. You never used a laser before. You want to use a laser. You want the easiest, the fastest, and everything inside a small budget. So you don't want to break the bank, sell the car, and nothing like that to be able to get a laser. So you can actually go and get any laser from Amazon from a Chinese company, and they're all gonna work to an extent. They're all going to be about the same. Doesn't matter what brand it is, to an extent. But those are not necessarily the easiest. They are the most inexpensive, open frame normally, and they need a software to use. If you want a better software, the regular laser grabble that is there, you will need to pay for a light burn. Some will work great with light burn. Some will give you some troubles here and there that you need to kind of find a work around. And then you have Xtool with some of their machines and their own software that is probably one of the easiest, yes, to use, but the price point can be 3, 4, 5 times these other companies. So if you're looking to start learning about laser, diode lasers, and something like that, you can get lasers as cheap as $300, $200, just to kind of get your feet wet and see if you like it or not. That will be my idea. There is a company that I did test a little bit ago. It's called Gluwphy Laser, and they have a $499, $699 entry-level machine, fully enclosed, which is amazing for me. But it's a small working area, really basic. It's a 10 watt. You can do a lot with a 10 watt. Don't get me wrong. I use my 10 watt all the time, and you will see it on my videos. And that's a machine that it will give you a perfect glance of what you expect from a laser and how to learn, especially if you are using a light burn. So Gluwphy Laser is an option that I would probably recommend. You can find it everywhere on Amazon. In this video, you're not going to say like, this is my laser to go. For that, you have my other videos. So starting a laser business is a little bit different because I'm going to assume that you're starting a laser business knowing what the laser is. If you don't know, I recommend to get an inexpensive laser so you can get a little bit of the understanding, so you don't need to, break anything in savings and stuff like that. If you go for a laser knowing already what a laser is, how they work, what companies offer better support than others, first of all, you need to understand every company that sells a laser comes from China mostly. There is 2 or 3 that are in the United States, and of course they are not the cheapest. The labor here is a lot more pricey. And one of the most popular right now is Xtool. Xtool is everywhere. You can find lasers from basically $499, I believe, right now on Black Friday, with the open frame that they just discontinued. So if you're buying that machine is not new. It's something that they discontinued already this year. To brand new machines like the F1 Ultra or the P2S, which is the 2 flagships that they have. So what you can do with an Xtool? Xtool, you can work as a gantry laser starting the Xtool D1. This is the discontinued version, the D1 Pro. And it's an open frame. It's a good learning starting machine, and that will give you an idea of what you expect on a laser. Without growing, you will understand the concept completely of how to work with a laser. Now, they use their own software. They're compatible to some extent with Lightburn. Lightburn is one of the best software you can actually use on the laser. It's the more comprehensive software. But the Xtool Creative Space is a very good, easy to learn, pack out of the box use software. There is no magic on it. Super simple and yet nowadays very powerful. So if you don't want to learn software, pay for a license on the software, or try to understand the whole concept behind it, Xtool offers a really good solution, kind of a packed out of the box. You can use Xtool from diode lasers all the way to CO2 lasers right now. They also have the new fiber laser with a F1 Ultra. Prices go from $400 to $5,000. So it's a really wide range of pricing. I'll be putting some coupon codes that I found online also on the descriptions. Some are affiliates, some are not. I just want to give you every insight that I have. Another company that you can use right now is AtomStack. AtomStack is actually coming with a new Hurricane, which is the CO2. The CO2 is gaining more and more popularity on the market. AtomStack has the Hurricane, which is it's not a smaller, but it's more like a simpler version of the P2S. I don't own that one. I've been looking into all the reviews and different things. Personally, seems to be a good entry-level machine for a CO2. The price point is still a little bit higher for someone that wants to try lasers, so I will probably stay away from trying with that one first. But they have a really good deal right now. It's like $1,000 cheaper just because Black Friday. Then Monoport. Monoport is coming with a couple machines. I'm actually waiting on one of them. They have fiber lasers, they have CO2 lasers. They do not have a diode. I believe they have a diode like the F1, a 6 watt or something like that. But I haven't used it. They have a really, really nice price point. If you are a beginner, you want to start with this machine. I think you can invest a little bit of money and probably get a really good machine. They seem to be great machines. I have a couple friends that owns Monoport in different levels, from smaller to the big ones, and they are happy. Of course, like every other business, you're gonna have a person that is not happy about something. That happens everywhere. That's normal. But Monoport is coming with a nice, really tentative price bracket for everyone. And they have a couple machines that are going to be competing with companies like Xtool. So they are launching a new CO2 machine, and that one is a direct competitor to the P2S, which is actually quite nice. So you have more options there that you can use, and you can kind of fish on what is the best machine for you. Also, one of the machines that I want to test and want to try more, and I've been doing some little things here and there, is the UV laser. So first of all, let's talk about what you want to do. Right now, we know a couple companies that have different lasers. They all on Black Friday, of course, but how you think one machine is the best for you? So Xtool have a diode laser all the way to fiber and CO2, and this other company has the same diode to CO2 on AtomStack, fiber and CO2 on Monoport, and more. There's a company called Haotian Laser. They start with fiber lasers. I actually got my first fiber laser with them, 50 watt, and it was super amazing. It is super amazing. I do coins and a bunch of stuff on metal on that, and it's really, really, really nice. The machine is very well built. The support was amazing. Oh, it's amazing. And now I have a 5-watt UV. So UV is kind of the new thing on the laser industry. And one of the things that I didn't know in the beginning when I started with lasers is the whole range of materials I can do. UV is kind of a I'll do it all kind of laser. They're not the cheapest, but you can do from paper, cardboard, stone to acrylic, glass, and so on, metals, and so on and so forth. It doesn't cut. It's a galvo laser. It doesn't cut too much on some materials, and some others you just mark the material because it's a cooler laser. That means that doesn't heat up as much as a diode, for example. So it doesn't really burn as much like other lasers, but it has some cutting capabilities depending how strong is the diode or the dot. I would recommend to see first what is your main goal as a laser business, because if your main idea is going to be cutting wood and cutting materials, acrylic you will need to cut with a CO2 unless it's opaque color. If it's cutting an acrylic on a galvo laser, which is a fixed head and the laser goes everywhere, you're gonna have a slant cut. So galvo lasers are meant for engraving or marking. Gantry laser, which is the head of a laser traveling left and right, back and forth, are for cutting. So think what are the things that you want to do with the laser. You want to cut things so you can build, you need a gantry laser. And that can be from a diode to a CO2. If you want to engrave or mark, probably cut small areas like direct under the laser. Those can be on a galvo laser, which is meant for marking or engraving. Did marking and things like that with a stronger power. You can do the 2D, 2.5D coins and stuff like that. If you need something for a rotary is a little bit tricky because you start with a cup and you end up with a dog bowl. And then you realize that your laser needs to be 4 times taller than what it was. So almost every laser do rotary stuff. That's out of the box. You just need a proper attachment and probably the raise option on the rotary. There is all kind of rotaries. I recommend the chuck rotaries always. Is the best solution for me. But there's all kind of rotaries that come with different attachment, different machines and all that. And you can go to companies that sells rotaries or specialize in rotaries, and they are high-end rotaries. So you can basically use this on every possible machine. Now, once you decide what you want to do with your laser business is going to be only engraving. So you probably want something quick and fast. So I would recommend a galvo. In that way, you can go really quick, knocking out, projects. Galvo has some limitations on how engrave, because some products are going to create more flames than others. So you need to add extra little tools like air assist and things like that. So engraving, I would recommend a galvo. If you want to be cutting and doing some other stuff, I would recommend a gantry. Absolutely. That's on my experience. If you look for brands that I use and brands that I like, Xtool has been a brand that it's actually the first one that I use. It's the very first laser I use. I get my Xtool D1 before the Pro, so it was crazy. So Xtool was a really good machine, but like everything else, depending what you do and what you work on, you can outgrow that. They have really cool machines right now, like the P2S seems to be very robust, very reliable CO2 laser, and with their software is a perfect companion kind of thing. It works perfect there. It does have some limitations with light burn that, as far as I know, they're trying to overcome with different things. Then we have the F1, which is the most portable laser they have, the small one. and it's a 10-watt diode, and it's a 2-watt infrared, which is on the 1064 nanometers length weight. That's a great machine for shows, and probably is one of the best machines for shows because it has a self-enclosure shield. Laser Picker is another machine that has the same kind of configuration. I believe it's the Laser Picker 4, that has a 10-watt and a 2-watt. And the only thing is it doesn't have a shield built in like the F1, so it's an extra thing that you gotta take or carry with you. But it both do the same thing. Both work with Lightburn to an extent, and each one has their own software. When Laser Picker finally updated their software, so it's getting better, but still a long way. Xtool is a little bit better on their software, in my opinion. Another thing that you can think on Xtool is they just launched a couple months ago a machine that is like for a crafter hobbyist. And I want to say hobbyist because that's how I see the machine. It has a print head, so you can print over the material, and then it has a blade, so you can cut some materials like vinyl that you should never cut with your laser. And it has the option to put that laser head, 10 watt or whatever, and cut also other wood or engrave and stuff like that. So it's kind of a all-in-one machine, print, cut, and laser. That it's nice for a crafter, but for a massive production is not my first go. Personally, I think you need to evaluate where your production is going to be. Looks nice, but I mean it's a hobby machine at that point. So there is a brand that I discovered not too long ago, and I have the option to use, and you will see on my other videos, and I'm doing some testing on that machine, and it's the ComMarker B6, which is a fiber laser. It costs half of what it costs on the Xtool F1 Ultra. It's a 20-watt fiber laser, the one I'm using. Of course, doesn't have a diode. This is a straight up fiber laser. But fiber lasers had something that is called the field lens. That means that the lens will give you the area that is going to be engraving. And depending the power that you have and the distance that you are with the field lens that you're using from the working area is how strong that laser is going to be. Personally, in all my testing, the Xtool F1 Ultra, as nice as it is as a machine, it has less power than other 20-watt fiber lasers in the market so far. And it's because they use the biggest possible area for engrave, which is nice to have, but doesn't give you the output power that I want for a deeper engrave on a 2.5D or things like that. Or if I want to cut, it will take longer. So different lasers have different capabilities. You need to evaluate what you need. I'm using Roly Laser as my gantry cutting laser for wood, some acrylics, opaque acrylics, and things like that. Roly has been a company that not a lot of people knows, but they actually improve things based on the demand of the public. So if you see that something is not right on the machine, you submit that. They will come back to you, they will explain something or change something, or they release an update option for it. So they fix the problem to keep, the machine growing and improving. And I've been using it since they released the first machine. And I gotta say that it's been really, really nice. I'm using right now that Roly MK2XW, which is the extra wide. So I can fit a whole 16 by 12 and work on it. And I haven't had any issues with that laser. It's fully enclosed. It's a class 1 laser. If you open the lid, the laser will stop working and things like that. It has a nice extraction. And it's a machine that is well built. Everything is aluminum around it. So it's a really heavy machine. And you will see the videos too on my channel. But the most important thing is a machine that, as much as built super nice in quality, is not going to break the bank. So it's fairly priced in my opinion too. So I'll put the links for that machine, and that's one of the machines I use. Another machine that I've been using a lot lately is being the ComMarker. I'll put the link for that one too. Xtool, I've been using Xtool for a while, testing Xtool for a while. There's a couple things that you need to understand. Every machine has a different functionality and a different usage. The Roly for me is a machine that I could cut all my wood and could just go with whatever I need to throw and cut, just like that. All the other machines that I own are galvo lasers in a way, and galvo laser is because the mirrors move the laser everywhere. Those are mostly engraving. I don't do much cutting. Maybe a business card cut or things like that. Engrave 2.5 or regular engrave, and they're faster, but at the same time they're a little bit more messier because you need a better extraction. So talking on extraction, I need to put this video. I'll put it soon, I promise. Film extractions or air extraction for your laser is a must. Doesn't matter if it's a completely enclosed or it's bent out in the best possible of your options. I'm using filter box inside my office. My office has a carpet. I've been running my Roly connected to my filter box, and it's absolutely great because I don't smell anything. The carpet doesn't stink as I've been cutting stuff and things like that. You will smell it when you turn everything off and you open your laser and you forget to take the wood out of your office for a couple of days and you're not running nothing. Well, the wood will still smell. It's wood. But while it's working, you don't have any smell. That's great. I have the old version of the Xtool extraction, and it works okay. It works fine, and I use it on my fibers mostly. The problem is, it doesn't take the whole smell away. Number one. Number two, the filters are a little bit in the pricey side. And I got that new air filter from Xtool, the big one, with 6 levels of filtration. I do have problems with that one because it's really nice, the concept, and it's perfect for Xtool machines. And I'm not trying to say the Xtool make one filter that doesn't work. I'm trying to say he make a filter that works for their ecosystem and similar ecosystems. If you are away from that, it doesn't quite work. I tried to use it with my fiber laser, but it doesn't have the power to pick everything up without an enclosure. So basically, if I'm doing a coin on my fiber laser and I put the exhaust close to the coin, for whatever reason, even on a maximum speed, it doesn't pick all the particles out. If I'm using other extraction, even the old one, it pulls everything pretty much completely. So with that one, I'm gonna say that you need to be using a laser that is enclosed. So the fumes and everything have no way to go anywhere. That's so far my experience. I'll probably be doing something wrong, so leave me comments on that one. But so far I haven't found a way to have that as a fume extraction or filter for my fibers, unless I enclose the whole thing. So ComMarker, Atom Stack. There's a couple companies that I will discard completely that my experience has been bad and with support and everything. I'm not gonna say the names, but if you don't see those lasers on my videos, you will imagine why. But definitely Xtool is a machine that if you are a beginner, you want to go with that machine, is a perfect starting machine. If you are planning to run a business, don't buy machines that only promise shiny outside. Buy a machine that is for work. There are plenty of machines that you can buy, from Monoport to Omtech to AP Laser. Haotian Laser has amazing machines for work. They're awesome. It's like buying a real laser, you know? Of course, they are not $1,000 lasers. They are for over 9,000 or more. So you have options for real machines for a business. But my recommendation is get your toes wet first, your feet wet. Try to find what is your market. If you want to do something that is with metal, well, get a fiber. If you want to get something that goes into mass production, big format cutting, you need a Mira 9 or something like that, an Haotian laser. If you are looking to have a small laser that you can support some things for your business, probably Xtool will be the best solution for you. ComMarker is coming with great machines. Now they have an amazing UV laser that is way under the regular cost of UV. So I'm gonna put some links below. And again, some are affiliate, some are not. Some comes with extra discounts. Check it out. Black Friday ends Sunday, and some others just push it for a couple more weeks for whatever reason, and they call it Black Friday Extended. Look at what you need, look what they offer, and if you have questions, put in the comments below. And as always, guys, I know this video probably a lot of people want to hear about it like a week ago, but everyone was posting, oh, the big promo for Black Friday, buy this laser, buy this laser, buy this. No, this is buy whatever you want. Just think on your business. That's all it matters right now. So think what you need, think what you're gonna do, and based on that, take a decision on what laser is the best for you. So give us a thumbs up, ring the little bell for more alerts, and whatever laser you get, just go ahead and fire it.